This lesson is on multiplying rational expressions. We're going to just go ahead and mostly work on this page with examples, different types of examples. So let's go ahead and get started. The first problem that we're going to do is 5 over y, and we're going to multiply it by 3 over y cubed. Yeah. All right. When you're multiplying with rational expressions, you're ideally going to try to see if you can cancel anything out on the top and on the bottom. But if you can't, then you're just going to multiply straight across. I can't simplify anything here that on the top and the bottom, so I'm just going to multiply across. So 5 times 3 is 15. Y times y cubed, that is the product rule, so I'm going to add my exponents, y to the 4th. Easy enough. That was monomials on top and bottom times monomials on top and bottom. All right, so let's try example 2. We're going to do x over x minus 2, and we're going to multiply that by x plus 1 over,
may I have your attention,
there's
please?
Miss
There are a
Lang.
few bagels left over if you'd like some. Please
minus
stop by the
3.
lounge. I think Miss Branch put them in the refrigerator.
Okay. Now I'm going to look, is there anything that I can cancel out on the top and the bottom? I can't cancel out an x because this 2 doesn't have an x, this 3 and that 1, they don't have an x. So you're looking at them like in its entirety. Can I cancel out any binomials? There's not an x plus 1 on the bottom anywhere, so or an x minus 3 or minus 2 on the top. So I'm just going to multiply. Now we're going to leave it like this. So it's as x times, okay, so multiplying straight across, x times this x plus 1 over this x minus 2 times this x minus 3. Okay? Now I'm not going to FOIL the bottom, and I'm not going to just distribute that x on the top because that would not have my expression in simplest form. If I did that, I'd have to go right back and factor things out to leave it like this, because this is how I want it. This is the simplest form of this expression. Okay? Let's try example 3. We're going to say that we're going to do x plus 5 over 7x minus 21. And we're going to multiply that by 14x over x squared plus 3x minus 10. I should also say that you need to be able to determine the excluded values. So those are the things that will make the denominator 0. So here y would not be able to equal 0. X couldn't be 2, and x couldn't be 3. Just make sure that you do remember those for this as well. All right, so on the bottom, or actually on the top, the first thing I'm going to look at, is there anything I can cancel out across top and bottom? I cannot. All right, so what I'm going to do is factor out. I'm going to start over here. I can't do anything with the top of this first fraction, so I'm going to leave it as x plus 5. But the bottom, I can pull out a 7 and left with x minus 3. And that whole thing's being multiplied. I can't factor anything out of that top, 14x, so I'm going to leave it. And I can factor the bottom, what multiplies to negative 10 and adds to 3. All right, obviously that's 5 and 2. So this bottom here looks like x plus 5 and x minus 2. Now I'm going to look to see, so that this question here, I had to factor first, and now I'm going to see if I can cancel. I can cancel several things. I can cancel out this x plus 5, and I can also reduce this 14 to a 2 because I can divide out a 7. All right? So now let's see what's left. What do I have left on the top there? There's nothing there. I have a 2 and an x. Okay? And then on the bottom, I have x minus 3 times x plus 2. And again, I'm not going to FOIL those because I want them to be in simplest form, and that is what it is. Okay? Let's look at an example 4. Let's do 2m plus 5 over 3m minus 6, and I'm going to multiply this by m squared plus m minus 6. Right. Most of the time you'll see this in parentheses. And the only reason for that is that because it's not on top or bottom of a fraction, they just want you to know that it's all together. To solve this, I'm going to put that trinomial over 1. Can I factor anything out of the top and the bottom automatically? I cannot. So I'm going to have to leave this top over here, 2m plus 5, and I can pull a 3 out of the bottom. I'm left with m minus 2. Oh, not equals, times. And then I can factor this top. I'll leave it over 1. Multiply to negative 6, add to 1, so times 3, and then minus a negative 2, so m minus 2, m plus 3. Okay? Cancel out anything that you can. I have the minus 2's. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to multiply what I have left, or write that I'm multiplying it. 2m plus 5. What else is being multiplied on top? Because I'm still multiplying straight across, essentially. M plus 3 over, there's 3 times 1, which is just 3. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do 2x minus 14 over 4x minus 6 and multiply it by 6x squared minus 13x plus 6. Okay. I'm going to factor out of the top first. I can pull a 2 out, x minus 7, and on the bottom, I pull a 2 out, I'm left with 2x minus 3. Okay. That's all being multiplied. All right, now I'm going to have to factor this. There is a coefficient in front of my x squared, so I'm going to multiply it by the last term. So it's got to multiply to 36 and add to negative 13. Okay, that's going to be negative 9 and negative 4. Yep, that works. So then I'm going to rewrite. Remember, I can't just put x minus 9x plus 4 because I need to separate and factor further. So I have 6x squared, and then this negative 13, I'm going to pull out a 9x there. And then it's times negative 4x, and then bring down that plus 6. I can factor out a 3x. So I'm left with 2x minus 3 And here I can pull out, I'm going to pull out that negative 2. I'm left with 2x minus 3. So the two binomials that I'm going to put on top is this 3x minus 2, where I got from those two, and the 2x minus 3. Still all over 1. Cross out what you can. I could cross out this 2x minus 3. I can divide out that 2. And then I'm good. So I have left on top x minus 7 times this 3x minus 2 over 1, which is just x minus 7, 3x minus 2. Perfect. Okay, so on your left-hand page, for multiplying rational, remember you have 2 left-hand pages. Make sure this one says multiplying. We, let's see, let's do all of the odds, okay? We're going to do all of the odds. If you need to show your work underneath on the left-hand page, that's fine as well. The code word for this lesson is Troy Bolton from High School Musical.